everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of Gamestack podcast. We are Rickless, and we are Reckless. I'm Shaline, and he's Vendertron.
Welcome, sir or madam. How's everyone doing this evening? Episode 23. What?
23, is that right?
I think it's 23.
Is
That's
it 23?
amazing.
Gosh.
23, Shaline.
I'm so proud of us. So,
we are Rickless, and we are certainly reckless. So, quick tribute to Rick on the stream. We miss you.
yes. We love you, Rick. We love
He
you.
couldn't join us.
Yes.
He's off doing real radio things.
I know. This guy, the nerve of this guy.
Fired.
Providing for his family. How dare he? How dare he have jobs? But we miss
Well,
you,
we
Rick.
do.
We miss
We
you.
do apologize for not bringing you guys a show last week.
Yes.
We just kind of all realized at the very last minute that we had conflicting schedules, so we decided to not have a show. But we figured that we can't do this to you twice in a row.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So here we are. Yeah. And the show, not on fire at all. It's not like I accidentally started streaming into the wrong Twitch channel or anything.
Of course not. But how are you doing, Shaline?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing a lot better. I was super sick last week. I was sick for like 8 days. I missed a bunch of work. I was like just bedridden with illness. It was awful.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was.
But you're
so
feeling
sick.
better now?
Yes, I feel
That's
like
good.
a human being again.
Oh,
And,
good.
Yeah. It's
Holy
going
moly.
Well, yeah,
Well,
so-
I've had a week. It's been a week. Classes started, so naturally I'm already tired. I already have a presentation to do next week. So, yeah.
grad school.
But
man.
yeah, and I'm teaching this semester, so that
No
should be
kidding.
interesting. So,
What are you
but-
teaching?
so I have to do so I'm teaching a group of students for sort of a capping project that they're doing for their program.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm their peer advisor.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm also teaching part of my nutrition class next week.
That's really cool.
I'm teaching on Canada's food guide. So, yeah, so it should be interesting, but we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome. So do you make the kids like call you Mr. Vendertron?
Well, considering that some of them are like doctors and surgeons and definitely more qualified to deliver a lecture on Canada's food guide than I am, probably not.
Or is it just
But-
Mr. Tron?
Here we are. Yeah, here we are all the same. Mr. Tron just got home from a courtesy patrol. Well, welcome everybody who's coming into the chat right now. Joshy, Neurotic, it's so good to have you back to reality. I know we know that you were away on holidays. Archin, as always, a pleasure to have you. ... It's good to have you as well. Guys, don't forget to host us on Twitch right now. If you're coming into the stream live, host us. If you're new to the stream and watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that follow button so you can get notifications of when we're going live, and tweet it out, share it with your friends, tell everybody on Twitch, because this really is the center of the universe right now. And shall we do a show?
Let's do a show, Vendertron. We like to thank people who give us 5-star reviews on iTunes because that really does help the show. It helps new people find us. And Vendertron, would you like to read our first 5-star review shout out, and then I'll roll into
Absolutely.
the next section?
So we have a single Uno 5-star review shout out. Will Wonka, he says, I just finished watching a 12-hour Twitch benefit play from these guys to raise funds for a needy listener of another podcast. It doesn't get more awesome than that. First of all, kudos to you for watching all 12 hours of the Twitch charity live stream for Carrie's Fund. If I don't know what devotion is, if that's not devotion, I don't know what it is, Shaline.
Yes. And speaking of a 12-hour Twitch live stream, we had it. We had that. It was super successful and super fun. We did the live stream for Carrie's Fund, and it was just a smashing success, you guys. And we hit our goal. We crushed our goal.
It was amazing.
We raised a total of $2,155. So $2,155. $55. I phrased
Mhm.
that really weirdly.
Yeah. And that pushed Carrie's goal closer to her 100,000 pounds that she was trying to achieve before September. And Shaline, why don't you tell the people just what the whole purpose of our event was for?
Well, Carrie, she is a fellow gamer. She was brought to our attention by our friends over at the Fallout feed. She has a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which basically means that her connective tissues are failing. And it caused her a lot, well, is causing, continues to cause her a lot of really crazy problems. The primary, most urgent one being that her skull was crushing her brainstem. She
Yeah,
couldn't remember her wedding, she was barely able to string a sentence together. It was a very serious condition. And she had
it
some
is. It
some
is a very
more.
serious condition.
Yes, she had some more generous donors after our live stream, and her GoFundMe campaign was fully funded. So that was excellent, excellent news. And she traveled to Barcelona and had her first surgery and is in recovery. So, best wishes to Carrie. We are sending all our love, all our positive vibes, and we hope to see you in full recovery and see you soon.
So just to recap, before we did our charity live stream, we had done a Twitter flash mob with Carrie and everybody over at the Fallout feed community and everybody in our own community, and there was a anonymous donation of 16,000 pounds that apparently was a result of that Twitter flash mob.
Yeah,
So that
really
kind of
neat.
got the hype going for me, and I was super excited to see that. Whoever donated that amount of money, you are an amazing human being, and I'm glad that you can share in your wealth. Um, and the charity live stream, from my own personal opinion and experience, was just amazing. We had an overwhelming amount of support. It was incredible, and not only that, we had so much fun playing video games.
Yeah,
Not only just with between the three of us, Rick included, but our mods were there for the entire day, supporting the
they
stream,
were real
supporting the
troopers.
chat, keeping the chat active, but also playing video games with us as well. So a huge shout out to Archin, who is in the chat right now, Joseph Tao, who I'm sure will hop in at any moment,
He is
and
also in the chat.
Kern Jess. What was that, Shaline? Sorry.
Joseph is in chat right now.
Yeah. So thank you to our mods for providing that support as well, and also thank you to everybody who hung out on the stream for most of the day. Anybody who stopped in, anybody who donated, of course. Your donations are extremely valued, but not let's not just stop there in acknowledging. But we should also point out those people who came into the stream who were not able to financially provide any sort of donation, but hosted the stream, followed the channel, tweeted it
Right.
out, and shared it with the rest of the community. You guys are just as important as everybody else who contributed. So thank
Guys,
you for that. And so we brought Carrie closer to her goal, and she was able to raise the remaining amount of funds. So
right.
she beat her goal of 100,000 pounds right at the eve of September, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
So,
congratulations, Carrie. I hope that you are able to get that second surgery, which I believe is not just only life saving, but also contributes to a better quality of life.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that
So,
was hands down, I think, one of the best things we've ever been a part of, and thank you for
absolutely.
everyone else who was a part of it as well. And if you were one of the people who donated, if you donated at least $20, then we owe you a reward. So check your email. We sent out emails to everyone requesting mailing addresses and the needed things to deliver on those rewards. So check your
Hmm.
email if you donated $20 or more, so we can get those rewards sent out. We have some pretty rad things like these stickers, that Fallout Show
Oh,
logo.
the stickers!
Yeah, a
They came
Gamestack
in.
sticker, very nice. And the Gamestack sticker is actually clear.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
clear.
it's really
Yeah,
neat.
so just a backstory. I had ordered these stickers in Canada because they actually ended up being cheaper for us, but I sent them to Shalene's house
Uh huh.
because, Shaline has kind of an in with
Yeah, I
with
work at the post office, so that means I have to do all the mailing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got these neat. Do you want to show the postcards too?
Absolutely.
We got these neat postcards. Yay! So those
So
are
you
all
can
fun
expect to see
things.
all kinds of stickers and postcards littered at TwitchCon this year, and perhaps also the E3 conference next year.
Yes, indeed. We'll just be airdropping those in.
Yeah.
Guys, we've been doing the intro for like 20 minutes now.
It's so much fun though. We should actually do a show though.
Let's roll into the news. Gosh, it's weird to not have a news bumper. I got used to the news bumper on the other podcast. Thank you. Twitch Prime is lame now, Vendertron. It's
What?
lame. Yes.
What do you mean lame?
I mean, they made it lame. Ad-free viewing on Twitch for Twitch Prime members ends on September 14th for new members. It ends on October 15th for members who have monthly subscriptions. And if you have an annual subscription, you get ad-free viewing until your next renewal date. But after that, ads. Which, to me, that was the most valuable thing about Twitch Prime. Was
As a Twitch Prime holder, that is the single only reason that I got Twitch Prime
right.
was
Right.
because I didn't want to see ads.
Yeah. Well,
That is the only reason. And I am honestly going to remove my subscription.
yeah. I was very sad about this. I mean, I have the Amazon Prime anyway, so I will continue to have Twitch Prime, but because I really need it for shipping. But
Yeah,
I was
that's a good
really
point.
upset
That's a good
about
point.
this. I was so really upset about this. Also, Amazon previously has had a 20% pre-order discount on video games, which
Ooh.
was significant enough that it made me switch from an all digital purchase schedule to going back to physical game purchases for that
Really?
discount. Yeah, I've been buying physical games for over a year because that discount can't be beat. But Vendertron, alas, the discount is no more.
Oh no.
Yes, RIP the 20% pre-order discount. Now, Amazon Prime members will receive a $10 credit on select pre-orders.
Oh.
And the day that they made this change, I watched the IGN Deals Twitter account, which is a very funny Twitter account, by the way, aside from showing you good deals. The IGN Deals Twitter account found like one video game that had the $10 credit. It was not a very plentiful credit. So that's it's a drag. It's lame. When I got the email, I actually replied to it. I know it's probably not monitored, but I just told them that this was lame.
I wonder how many replies they got like that.
Lame. It's
Lame.
lame.
You guys are lame. Oh man.
Oh dear. I don't know why I did that, but I felt the need.
Well, you know what? I'm tired of lame things. What else have you got for the news?
Well, you know it's not lame. The new Xbox All Access program, which I think is pretty neat. You pay a monthly fee and you get an Xbox console, a subscription to Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Live. So, the Xbox One X bundle is $35 a month for 2 years, and the Xbox One S bundle is $22 a month. Um,
You know, Shaline, I kind of have a feeling that they're testing this with the Xbox One consoles in anticipation of Project Scarlet.
yeah, you may be right. Do you think that Project Scarlet is just going to be like a subscription based thing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be.
Or perhaps also, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I think this is a pretty good deal, guys. I think it's a good deal. I think it lowers the barrier to entry for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been actually really pleased with Xbox Game Pass. I bought it just to have a lower price point for Sea of Thieves, thinking that I could cancel it after a month if I didn't like Sea of Thieves. But I've been playing Game Pass games all the time. Like I'm really getting my money's worth out of that $10 a month subscription. So
Yeah. Well, I don't think that it's just for the people who can't afford the upfront costs. It's kind of like the cell phone thing, you know.
Hmm.
It's consolidation, and for some I can see that as a big deal. I'm the type of person that believes in paying the money up front to save in the long run.
Hmm.
But it's not always for everybody. But I mean, if you are in a situation in your life where you still depend on video games as part of sort of a therapeutic thing, this absolutely works for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think this would also be a great thing for people with children. I
Mm-hmm.
think this would be really helpful to families in terms of
Mm-hmm.
being able to afford a console when you might not be able to afford one otherwise. So,
I would like to see what they do around extended warranties and things like that. Like if you could sign into a contract or something.
hmm,
I think that would be really cool.
yeah,
I'm kind of surprised that
interesting.
they haven't done this already,
Hmm.
but it's kind of brilliant if you think about it. Because how many people out there aside from the We Just Love Games community actually actively use their consoles when they get a new one, keep their old ones, you know? How many garage sales, do we go to where there's a Sega Genesis or an Atari sitting there,
Right.
you know? After it's old and it's obsolete, it becomes garbage for a lot of people. For us, it becomes, a treasure trove of memories. Um, but I can see the utility in being able to sign up for a contract or something like that and then give it back at the end, sort of thing.
You know what? I think sometimes we, in the gaming community, the people who are listening to podcasts and following gaming news and, very involved in the gaming conversation, I think sometimes we forget that we are not necessarily the target consumer for video games because
Yeah.
there are a lot more casual players out there, who buy something and just get a couple of games, or they have a different purchasing habits. I live in a super rural area, and out here everybody is still playing PS3s and Xbox 360s, and I think this is something that would make people out here consider actually upgrading for their kid or for themselves.
Now the thing is Shaline, is like, as a person who lives in Canada, we have atrocious cell phone contracts.
Oh, really?
Canadians get totally raped when it comes to cell phone contracts. We pay almost double the price of the phone by the end of the contract. Um, and the government is really trying to crack down on that, actually. And that's one of the things that I noticed when I went to the United States, is that the cell phone contracts are not actually uh, as bad as they
Yeah,
are
it's kind
here.
of the opposite of that here. If you enter the
Yeah,
contract, you get the phone at a lower cost usually.
yeah. So we pay incredible interest, and I really feel that this could turn into an exploitation of the consumer
Right.
for Xbox, which in and of itself is kind of a good business model for them because they can make a lot of money on interest. But for the consumer, I think people need to be careful about what they're entering into.
For sure. Always read that fine print.
Hmm.
Speaking of reading things, Vendertron, why don't you read the new releases for September?
September, guys, it's here, and we've got all kinds of new releases. The first of which is Destiny 2 Forsaken, coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That released on September 4th. We also have Dragon Quest. I don't read no Roman numerals. Which one is that, Shaline?
That's
6?
11.
Okay, 11. There's a People made 11 of these. My God. Echoes of an Elusive Age is the rendition there. PS4, PC, that also came out on September 4th. September 7th, which
That's
is
today.
today, Immortal Unchained comes out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, as well as SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy comes out on Switch and PS4. Marvel's Spider-Man, which some of our lovely listeners were posting awesome pictures of it in the Discord. That comes out on PS4 today as well. And on September 14th, we will see a new rendition of Tomb Raider. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it is called. Comes out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, of course. And the one that we have all been waiting for, particularly
Or
Mrs. McVick has been
exactly.
waiting for. Spyro Reignited Trilogy on PS4, Xbox One comes out September 21st, you guys, don't forget. On September 21st as well, we also will see Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torn of the Golden Country, which comes out on Switch. And on September 25th, we will see Valkyria Chronicles 4, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And the one we have all been waiting for Days of Our Life is Strange, Shaline, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1
Woohoo.
comes out on September 27th, and that is on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And last but certainly not least, good old-fashioned Dragon Ball Fighter Z coming out on the Switch on September 28th. So that's our lineup for paid games and new releases for the month of September. Shaline, what if we coming for free games though? What if people don't want to pay for games?
Well, if you have some certain subscriptions, you're in luck. If you have a PlayStation Plus membership, you can get in the month of September for PS4 Destiny 2, which I highly recommend. Very good video game. God of War 3 Remastered. I presumably also a good video game. I really have never played that one.
Can I just quickly interrupt you? Our resident news expert in the chat, Joseph Tao, actually reports that breaking news. We've got breaking news, you guys. Joseph Tao in the chat says that Spyro was actually delayed to November 13th.
Oh no.
So yes, and he apologizes that he did not update us sooner. So I just wanted to let you know. Shaline, are you all right?
I'm sorry, my contact popped out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You want me to continue on with the free games?
I think I got it. I think I've got it seated back in properly. For PlayStation 3, Another World 20th Anniversary Edition, that's cross-buy with PS4 and Vita. Cube Director's Cut, cross-buy with PS4. That is the third platform on which Cube has been free in the past couple of months. So
Yes. Actually, we've got a couple of Cube soundtracks and stuff left on our Humble Bundle giveaway list. So I should post that in the Discord if anybody wants it.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Vita, if you have a Vita, you can get Sparkle 2, which is sort of like Zuma or Luxor, where you
that's
shoot
fun.
the balls at the little and light them up. It's I love those games.
Yeah.
Cross-buy with PS3 and PS4, and Foul Play. I know nothing about this game. I hope it stars a chicken. Cross-buy with PS4. I think this is the first time that they've all been cross-buy with PS4, so you can play all 6 of those games on your PlayStation 4. Pretty rad. If you're an Xbox Live Gold member, Games with Gold has some new offerings. Prison Architect is available for Xbox One September 1st through the 30th. I really like Prison Architect. It's very good, and it controls surprisingly well with a controller, so I highly recommend you check this one out. It's really fun to play. It's so entertaining. You have these little adorable inmates and guards and stuff. They look sort of like those Fisher-Price toys that are like round. But then they're shanking each other in the yard and stuff. Like, it's so funny. For Honor is still available through September 15th. Live Lock is available September 16th through October 15th. I believe that's a twin stick shooter. If you have an Xbox 360, and these are also backwards compatible with Xbox One. Lego Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars is available September 1st through 15th. And Sega Vintage Collection Monster World September 16th through the 30th. So
nice.
Twitch Prime, if you're a Twitch Prime member of newly lame Twitch Prime.
Yeah, get it before it goes lame.
You can get the Adventure Pals. I'm not familiar with that one either. Guild of Dungeoneering is a pretty neat looking game. You play kind of as the dungeon master, and then AI heroes navigate your dungeons. It's pretty neat. Gunpoint, I believe that's one that we've given away, in which you can use stealth
I
and
believe that is a game that we've given away. Yes.
yes, one shot can kill you in Gunpoint. It's kind of a stealth strategy game. The original Strife and Pumped BMX Plus, which sort of looks like a Trials style game.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
There was a time when I got hooked to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was up till like 3 or 4 in the morning for like probably a month straight playing it.
Wow, that's neat.
You learn something new every day, Shaline.
Very very cool. Very cool.
Sorry,
Shout out
BMX, it just made
to.
me think of.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Tyrannosaurus Rectum in the chat, who says this is his first Twitch stream.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. Sorry.
So, Vendor,
You just gotta. You just gotta. It's like, it's programmed into me, you guys.
did you see the gameplay for Cyberpunk 2077?
No.
Really? There was a 48-minute gameplay video that they
Oh, well,
released.
we're.
Yeah,
No, I didn't. I didn't.
it looks pretty neat. It
Okay,
looks
tell me
pretty
about
neat.
Cyberpunk, because I'm kind of a pleb when it comes to this.
Cyberpunk is the upcoming offering from CD Projekt Red, who is the studio behind the Witcher series.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
So it's bound to be good.
I think so. That's what
And the
everybody
name
seemed to think.
Cyberpunk, like I like that is I'm assuming it's kind of like a steampunk sort of theme.
No, not
Oh,
steampunk.
oh, oh.
It's cyberpunk is more future oriented instead
Hmm.
of past oriented.
All
So
right.
it's sort of more comparable to a world like Deus Ex
Oh, okay.
is
So what's your
more.
take on it then?
Ah, gosh, it just looks really neat. It looks really neat. It's a first person game. It definitely has a lot of shooter elements and a lot of RPG elements, and it looks like a very deep world and very detailed character creation, and it looks like one to keep your eye on. I'm not sure if it's going to be a game for me, however. Um, I'm not. It
Yeah.
seems like a bit of a very harsh world, and I'm not sure that I can spend that much time in such a harsh and angry place,
Hmm.
you know. But we'll see. I'm definitely keeping my eye on this one.
I'm uh I'm a little bit weary about futuristic games. I really enjoyed Deus Ex, but I have played it from the start like 2 or 3 times now, and I just can't get through the storyline. I just can't get immersed in it. And when I don't get
Really?
immersed in the storyline, I start it over and then I
Mm-hmm.
try again. And Deus Ex has kind of done that for me. So I'm hoping maybe this will kind of maybe bring that to light. I'm not sure. Welcome to 4 Mile Farm in the chat, by the way.
We'll definitely check this video out later. If not the whole 48 minutes, at least check it out for a little while.
Oh man,
So
that's cool.
another widely beloved RPG was Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and this was the game. I don't know if you're familiar with this one. It was made by Kurt Schilling's studio in Rhode Island, and there was a lot of disastrous results.
Oh
That
no.
we're not going to really go into that, but
Oh no.
like there was lawsuits from the state of Rhode Island, and
What?
yeah, it was disaster. And this was Amalur was a good video game. Like it needed some more work. Like maybe the story was like, and the
Yeah,
character
yeah.
creation was not good. Um, but the world was cool. Joseph Tao mentions R.A. Salvatore wrote it, um, and the gameplay was like delightful. I
Oh
really
really?
enjoyed playing this game.
Oh.
A lot of people were very. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying that the story was but to me it was. I thought the story was not engaging. But you know what I did? I put on a fantasy audio book that was very interesting, and then I just played this game in the background muted.
Oh,
And
that's
I had a
awesome.
great time, and it was so good. Um,
So I bet you
Really
there's
fun to
parts of
play.
that game that pull up memories of that audiobook.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So that was very fun. But this series was thought to be dead before it ever really got off the ground because of these unfortunate business things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
recently, as in yesterday, THQ Nordic has acquired the rights to this series. So
Oh,
I hope they bring it back, and I hope they make it even better. And gosh, this is wonderful. It's good news.
that's pretty brave of them taking on that trash fire.
Yeah, I hope they bring it to Switch.
Mm.
I think that would be a great Switch
Tyrannosaurus in
game.
the chat is saying, was Amalar as good as Two Worlds?
I never played Two Worlds.
Hmm.
Can't tell ya.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So
interesting.
I didn't even have I don't have a good segue for our next story. And I don't really have an article
Well,
backing
let's
it up,
brush
but
off the cobwebs of that last story, Shaline.
boy, Spider-Man sure is reviewing well, isn't it?
And that's how we do it here on Gamestack.
That PS4 exclusive Spider-Man, it's just getting a bunch of nines and really, really excellent reviews everywhere. It looks really good. Are you
Yeah.
gonna play Spider-Man?
So I have a confession. Not a fan of Marvel.
Really? Like
Yeah.
in general?
Um, well, I don't know. I just am not a fan. Like the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, that I really enjoyed. Those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be great, but I'm not a Marvel fan, so I don't know how I could ever get kind of immersed.
Right.
And now with I don't it sounds weird, but every time I think of Spider-Man, I think of Miley Cyrus coming in on a wrecking ball.
Why?
I don't know.
That is such a weird association.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, every time.
Wow. That is
I
so
I think
strange.
it's because I watched a YouTube video parody of Spider-Man and Miley Cyrus at one point, and it kind of ruined it for me. But I'm sure it'll be a great game.
I'm not even sure how to react to that. That is such a strange thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But gosh, this game, it looks beautiful. It looks like the controls are good. I'm waiting to hear a little bit more about the game before I make my decision. And I may actually wait for the prices to drop because I have so much to play right now.
Mm.
But I think I definitely want to check this one out. I'm not really a Marvel
I've
fan
totally
either.
ruined it for all of you now.
I haven't watched any Marvel movies since Iron Man 2, maybe? I think was the last
Cool.
Marvel movie that I watched.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy a good Spider Man video game. So I'll probably check that out.
Hmm.
Vendertron, what do you want to do after the podcast?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you want to do?
I think we should play some Sea of Thieves.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes! And speaking of Sea of Thieves, Sea of Thieves Forsaken Shores DLC is coming to the game on September 13th, according to Game Informer. Gamers should check out active and dormant volcanoes in this new expansion, which can heat the surrounding water, blow rocks in the sky, set off earthquakes, and like the water is going to be boiling. And you
Wow.
can't swim, so you have to use a rowboat.
What?
And then you get to keep the rowboat.
Yes.
I'm
How do you
so
keep the rowboat? Do you
excited.
like tie it to the side of your ship or something?
I don't know, but I just want to like go in the
Row,
rowboat.
row,
Like
row your boat gently down the stream.
you guys are just gonna be in the ship, doing all this stuff, and I'm just gonna be going out in the
I'll
rowboat.
be sailing off into the sunset, and you'll be going over to the island to catch a pig or chicken or something.
I'm really excited for rowboats. I know that's kind of a dumb thing to focus on from this cool
I'm really
DLC,
excited
but
for rowboats because I'm so tired of swimming through the water.
and sharks, man. And can we load a bunch of treasure into the rowboat?
Right?
Instead of having to swim 47 different trips
It'd be
taking
like
all of the chests.
it'd be like Muppet Treasure Island when Tim Curry escapes with all the treasure in that
Yes.
little rowboat.
Yes. Ah, I'm looking forward to that. I wish it was out right now.
That would be a great Easter egg, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, it
Rare, if
would.
you're listening.
It really
Is it
would.
rare? Is it rare that develops Sea of Thieves?
It
No.
is rare, yes. It
Yeah.
is rare. So,
Kayaks, Don Daly says in the chat. What an entrance. Oh, man. Yeah. Dat Doctor says,
uh,
now you can finally reenact Pirates of the Caribbean.
Archin confirms that rowboats can carry loot. So,
Oh, that's so great. That is so
yes.
great.
I'm sure that's quite a relief since we leave a lot of the treasure ferrying to Archin when we play.
September 13th. That's like less than a week away.
I know, I can't wait.
Oh,
I'm
man, that's going to be
stoked.
so good. That's like next Friday,
It
kind of. Next
is.
Thursday.
When is it? Next Thursday?
Yeah,
Thursday?
yeah, yeah.
Can't wait. Can't
Oh,
wait.
that's going to be fun.
So are you aware of the recent shooting that happened at a Madden tournament?
Was that in Florida?
It was in Jacksonville, Florida. It was a really unfortunate
Yes, that actually
occurrence.
happened the day that we were doing the charity live stream, I believe.
It did. Yes, it
Yeah.
did. Yeah. I actually, yeah, it did happen while we were doing that. And I just wanted to report on something related to that. EA,
Okay.
of course, who is behind the publisher behind Madden, they have donated $1 million to the families of the victims. They established a fund and made that $1 million donation.
That's
So
great. That's great.
I think that I know EA gets a lot of flack and a lot of bad connotations with this company, but they did a very good thing here, and many kudos to EA for doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know what? That's great. You know what? I love that sort of, I think that all of these big video game developers hold a certain level of corporate social responsibility. Um, and we don't see it enough. And so that's really great.
Absolutely. So
Hmm.
I just wanted to be sure and shout that out because that is extremely an extremely worthwhile thing.
Also, we're kind of like all over the map with our news dates. Archin reports that Sea of Thieves update is actually on the 19th.
Really? But I just
Yeah.
read it. Let me go back here. Game Informer.
She's gonna challenge that. She's gonna challenge that.
According to this Game Informer article by Matthew Cato, it's on September 13th. So I guess it was delayed to the 19th? I
Maybe,
don't know.
maybe. Hmm.
But you guys can all write your hate mail to Matthew Cato from Game Informer.
In any regard, Sea of Thieves is great even without the update, so I have no problem playing it while I'm waiting.
You know what else is great, Thundertron?
Money?
Money is great. And we love to talk about money here on
Yeah.
our next segment, Gamestock.
I love money. I love money, you guys. So send us all your money. No, just kidding. Yeah, GameStock. We almost cut the rope on the rowboat on the GameStock segment tonight, but I pulled through and got some numbers for you guys. Microsoft is sitting at $108.06 US, which is down just a little bit from our last show. Take Two Interactive is sitting at $130.54, up from our previous $124.30 by about $6. Sony is now at $56.12, which is up a couple dollars. EA down, 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 down. EA is down.
Ooh.
They closed today at $114.91. Previously reported on our last episode of
Ouch.
GameStock at $124.01. So they're down almost $10. Activision, it remains unchanged. They're still at about $73 within a few cents, give or take. Nintendo, Shaline. Nintendo has risen by about $54 since our last show. They are
And
selling. They closed it.
I thought about buying a Nintendo stock, but then I didn't. Ugh.
Yeah, so they are up to $374.10 US, um, up from our previous show at $320.71. I use our previous show as a landmark, guys, but I
Yeah, me too.
realized that, it didn't change like that overnight. Um, and finally, Ubisoft is sitting at $101.49. And other than that, things are pretty steady so far in the gaming industry. A company with in-game pricing engine has actually partnered with a gaming platform, which is supposed to become available within NASCAR Heat Mobile. So that's a mobile game that's coming out. Also, Activate Cruise Control, Hello Kitty Cruisers releases today on Nintendo Switch. So hopefully that will spark some interest. And loot boxes in gaming um, spend are largely going to influence the digital market and the gaming market, with anticipations of surpassing $160 billion by 2022. So, Investor.com Newswire adds that a new study from Juniper Research forecasts that the total digital games market will reach approximately 160 billion, up from 117 billion reported this year. So that's pretty interesting.
Well, let's check in on my Sony stocks that I purchased. Three Sony stocks. I believe on our last episode I purchased those. They are currently worth $56.53. So I have a total return so far of $5.55.
Wow,
So
look at you go.
we have some success with our Sony stock purchase.
That's interesting. I haven't entered the gaming stock industry, but I've been thinking about it, and I should have bought some Nintendo stocks.
Yeah,
I still should, but I want it to go down a bit. I want it to go down. I might actually buy some EA stocks given their recent action with the Florida shooting.
I did so well on my EA stock, man. I had that single EA stock. I made like 20
Yeah,
bucks on it.
yeah, that's interesting.
So good. So, vendor, aside from the stock market, what have you been playing?
Oh man, guys. So I at the eve of school starting, I have been playing so many video games, like video games all day, every day. Um, I played Two Point Hospital and I streamed it with Jess for like 6 hours until like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was so much fun. That game is so much fun, you guys. It is a sim style game, and basically you have to build your own hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and you have patients come in and they have certain illnesses, and you got to hire doctors and nurses, and you got to hire um, janitors to clean up the puke in the hall, and when patients die they turn into ghosts, and you got to hire janitors with ghost experience so that they can like hoover the ghosts. It is so
That is
endearing. It's just the
amazing.
funnest game. It's so lighthearted and it's so much fun. Um, I what are some of the things that I just loved about it? Oh, so I'm studying epidemiology. I'm doing my Master of Science in Epidemiology and Public Health, right? And for those of you who think it is the study of the epidermis, you're sorely mistaken. Epidemiology is the study of disease at the population level. So naturally, this game is a good fit for me, right? So I had my first epidemic, had my first outbreak in the hospital, of lighthead, and I had all these patients coming in with light bulbs on their heads, and they have to walk into this instrument, and this thing comes down, and it unscrews their head, and it drops it into this box, and then it pulls a new head out, and it screws on this human head
That
onto
is
their head, and it's
amazing.
just so, oh man, it was just so funny. It's such a good game. You guys got to play it. And there's this whole economy thing to it where like you bring in revenue for every diagnosis and prescription that you write. And you have maintenance, and you got to hire and fire staff. Oh my gosh, what was her name?
Yolanda.
No, it was like Angela Bird or something, or Bulge, Angela Bulge or something. I hired her as my receptionist, but she was sleeping on the job all the time. That's all she did was sleep on the job all the time. So I fired her. Yeah,
Sounds like a
fired
good
her,
call.
and I hired a new guy. It's super fun. I actually really like the HR aspect to it because I just kept giving everybody raises, and sometimes people would get unhappy, and then you'd give them a raise, and then they'd be happy for a while, then you'd have to give them another raise. Yeah, it was pretty fun, pretty fun game. And there's also a collaborative part of the game where if you have the game and we're playing at the same time, I can actually challenge you to like an outbreak, or I can challenge you to do like a diagnosis challenge where the person with the most diagnoses in a certain amount of time actually wins the challenge, and you get
Mm-hmm.
certain money and points and prizes and things like that that contribute to the hospital economy and stuff like that. So, and it's the game itself actually has sort of like it's got a real Sims feel. I'll go back to the Sims analogy where they have a map where there are different hospitals within the area, and when you finish at the one hospital, or maybe not finish but graduate from being successful in that hospital, you unlock the next hospital, and that one is a little bit more difficult. You got to build wings, and you have new conditions that you have to deal with, psychiatry and things like that. So it was pretty funny. And yeah, Tyrannosaurus in the chat laughs at Angela Bulge. The names, you guys, the names of the people that I've hired is just priceless. It's so good. Um so yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a really fun game to play. I got our server up and running. The server is up and running for Ark, guys. Ark. I have fallen back into my Ark routine. And I'm really glad because I really love this game so much. We have an Arc server. It's a little 10 slot. It is for WJLG. So if anybody listening is interested in playing, all you got to do is shoot me a personal message, but it is filling up fast. We are already up to 6 slots full. So
Wow, that's
we've got,
great.
yeah, we've got 4 slots left on the server. Granted, it's really only been Jess and Rick and myself and Joseph Tao playing. Um, the other couple of people who have trickled in have yet to come onto the server, so I'm not entirely sure. But it is a first come first serve basis. So if you come into the Discord server for the Arc server and you don't play, you're going to lose your slot. So it's entirely up to you guys. Arc isn't cross-platform, is it? It is not. Unfortunately, it's not cross-platform, but it is available on Xbox and PS4, unmodded. But I've seen a couple people streaming it. That Alley Chick and a bunch of other people playing it on Xbox. But you're welcome to it, you guys. 10 slots. It's available there. Um, I have declared war on the Brontos in Arc. So I decided to build my base on this island. And the island is this old mine shaft, and it goes way down into this like bat cave. So I built my bat cave at the bottom, of course, and I got all my dinos down there. It's nice and safe. But up on the actual island, there's like a vineyard and some ruins and stuff, and it's a spawn point for dinosaurs. And these Brontos keep spawning, and the Brontosauruses are huge in this game, and they stomp, and you hear them stomping, and they're just so loud, and they walk all over everything, any structures that you build, they just walk right on top of it. They're always like in your face. Um, so I actually changed the spawn rate of the Brontos to 0.3 instead of 1. So 30% of what we originally had, 70% less. And I still had 3 Brontos. So the backstory is that I was trying to tame this other dinosaur called an Ankylosaurus. They're really good for hauling stone. And so I wanted to tame this guy because I got to build my base, right? It's just this barren wasteland of nothing. And I got to get some stone, and I got to start building stuff. And while I was taming this guy, and I streamed it last Saturday, you guys can watch it for the whole afternoon. there was like 5 brontosauruses, and they were all walking on top of this ankylosaurus that I was trying to tame, and they were just like in my face and their tails, and I tried to kill one of them, which was a bad idea because all they had to do was swing their tail like 3 times, and it killed my tech raptor that I just tamed and my beautiful red bird that I tamed and and have had for since the beginning of the server. So I'm disappointed by that. I lost a lot of dinos. I hate the Brontos. So I changed the spawn rate to 0.3. I go back onto the server, and there's 3 Brontos on the island still. Like, I had killed every Bronto that was on the island, and now there's 3 new ones. So the 0.3 obviously is not enough. So I changed it to 0.05, and I haven't gone back on yet. I'll probably hop on later on tonight, but I'm hoping that I will. I think that the Brontos might have to go extinct, Shaline.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh dear. Are you
they're
gonna
just
make an event of it? Like, I think you should like have a party or something, like
the
a
great
Bronto
Bronto
extinction party.
extinction of 2018.
Yes, and you should have like one Bronto, and like have it in a cage and be like the last of its kind.
Oh, it's like the last of its kind. Oh man. And we'll name him like, I don't
You have
know.
to name him Littlefoot.
Littlefoot. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Ark, and it's been a lot of fun. Ark is my therapy game right now. It really kind of helps me just focus. I like the building part of it. So, and yeah, what else have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley. So we streamed that in the charity live stream, and then I played a little bit with Jess as well. I'm so glad that Jess is back in the game. Jess has a computer. Jess has a new computer, you guys.
Yay!
So naturally, she's playing all the games, all the wonderful games, and Jess is such a good friend, and she's so fun to play games with. Um, but yeah, we've been playing Stardew Valley, and Shalene, you have been introduced to Stardew Valley. I love it. What do you think of it?
Stardew Valley. So we played some Stardew Valley on the stream, on the Carrie's Fun live stream, and that game is surprisingly deep. I was really taken aback by just how much there is to do in Stardew
Yeah,
Valley and how many things seem to be affected by your actions. And we played for a couple of hours and just barely scratched the surface.
right?
And frankly, I am still feeling a little bit leery of getting too involved in this game because I think it could be a life destroyer. I
Oh,
really
I think
do.
you should totally get involved. We still have to go to the Egg Festival.
We do. There's an egg festival. I want to
There's
go
an
to the egg
Egg Festival.
festival. Ah, that sounds like a good time. I want to go to the
I
egg
know, right?
festival. Yeah. But there's all kinds of mysterious stuff, and it was neat to be introduced to Stardew with some Sherpas. You know, all of you guys had played the game before, so
Well,
that was
I
neat.
certainly have not played the game as much as Joseph Tao and Jess have played it. Um, so like I would say going into that, I knew enough to like get around the mechanics of the game,
Right.
but not how to actually play the game right.
Well, I had talked about waiting until Stardew has crossplay with Switch so that I could get a Switch version
Yeah.
to play with you guys. And Joseph actually advised me against that, suggesting that I needed to have, some barriers to play the game, or I would just be addicted. And I think he was absolutely spot on. I think if I had this
It's the
game on
gateway. It's the
Switch,
gateway game.
if I had this game on Switch, I would be playing it in an unhealthy way. So I'll stick to my PC copy. But most of my gameplay for this week is or fortnight or 3 weeks, I guess, is stuff that we played on the live stream. Um, because I was super sick for a long
Hmm.
time. And I read a lot and didn't really play a lot of games. I read like
Really?
8 books.
I mean, what else
Tron.
do you do when you're
I
sick?
read
Play
so
games.
much. Not me. Not me. Whew, I was in bed reading books.
Uh,
But on the live stream, I also was introduced to Dark Souls. And I played for an hour or two, probably about 2 hours. And Dark Souls, man, that is a video game. It was just as hard as people say it is.
Really? And that
But
was your first exposure to it?
I think I played a couple minutes a long time ago, but I don't.
Okay.
I certainly didn't play as much as I did this time. So
Interesting.
it can't have been more than 10 minutes or something.
Hmm, hmm.
But I am told that what I played was basically the tutorial. I beat the first boss and then got a little bit farther, and it was really a challenge beating that first boss. That was really a challenge for me.
Hmm.
And I just, man, that was such a good feeling. After I beat that boss, I felt like I was on top of the world, let me tell
Really?
ya. And it makes me wonder if I shouldn't try like Bloodborne or one of the newer iterations of this style of video game. I think I could get into it. I think I could. So, yeah, I may have to check that out. Everybody, recommend me your best Dark Souls style game. What's your favorite one? Maybe I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I also played some Deadlight on stream. Deadlight is a 2D platformer. It's set basically in the zombie apocalypse, and it's a that game really holds up, man. I played it on 360 a long time ago, and I played this time the remastered version that's available on Xbox One. It's in Game Pass offering, so I was really excited to play that. Holds up. I'm probably going to finish that and get the achievements again because I really enjoy Deadlight. Um,
That's quite a dark game.
it is very dark. It is a
Yeah.
very dark game.
I remember watching you play it and I was like, "Ooh."
It's good though. It's
I loved
quality.
when you put the person in the garbage can. Like, can I
that
put
was
them
We
in the
Happy
trash?
Few. That was We Happy Few.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's your segue.
We Happy Few. Um, so yeah, I did. I put a man in the trash where he belonged. That is absolutely where he belonged. It was his natural habitat. Gosh, it's getting really dark in my room. I'm sorry. It's that time of year. I should have turned on the big light.
It's fitting for We Happy Few.
We Happy Few has come a long way since I played it in early access. So, gosh, the hype train is rolling through. Sorry, guys.
The unofficial fourth host of
Right.
WJLG Gamestack podcast, you guys.
So, we
They just want to add in their 2 cents. But We Happy Few.
We Happy Few. It's come a long way. There's definitely a lot more story there, and I'm looking forward to playing it again when I'm not playing for an audience, when I just have time to comb through every drawer and take it really slow. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
All right.
I think it's a game I can get into. I think it's a lot closer to the game I expected than the early access was.
Yeah.
And I finished up Detective Pikachu while I was sick. I laid in bed, I read books, and when the battery on my Kindle would die, I would play Detective Pikachu. And I finished the game, and I adored Detective Pikachu. It was so fun. It was just like the story, the characters. I got super into it. The gameplay and the puzzles were very, very juvenile. You know, it was not a challenge at all. But the reason that I got so into Detective Pikachu was because I was just smiling the entire time that I played this game.
Yeah.
It was so lighthearted, and it was what I needed during this time that I was feeling so bad. And yeah, so Detective Pikachu. I hope they make another one. I hope there's a sequel. And if anybody can recommend me a game that's like Detective Pikachu, I will play it.
So we have a fellow federal employee in the chat that says, "Evening, Shaline and Vendertron. Been with you from the start, but could not chat as I was driving home from my job at the post office."
Welcome, fellow postie, and thank you for not chatting and driving. We very much appreciate you staying safe.
Safety first, guys.
So, speaking of safety, some things that aren't safe are the Gamestack challenge.
Oh no.
Last time, the challenge, courtesy of who was this courtesy of?
Rick. No,
No,
that was
it
a
was a
viewer.
listener. We didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
Oh, slight oversight on our part.
Thank you, listener, who suggested this challenge. We love you. The challenge was most embarrassing death screenshot, and we had one entrant. And let's see it. This I believe this looks like Team Fortress 2, and the Dat Doctor TFA says, "I don't want to talk about it. Yes, that's my head."
Oh
And
no.
there's just a little head all by itself, sitting in the middle of a courtyard. So,
What game is this?
Team Fortress 2.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh man.
Yeah, Archon says, I don't think they had your age group in mind when they made Detective Pikachu. He is correct. He is correct. I believe they had
Gosh.
a different age group as the target audience for Detective Pikachu, but that didn't stop me from enjoying Detective Pikachu. So, Dat Doctor TFA, thank you for your entry. That screenshot, it made me smile. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That was our only entry?
That was the only one, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're terrible at this.
Mm-hmm.
There should be at least 4 entries. Dat Dr. TFA, yours, mine, and Rick's. Oh boy, have we failed.
Well. Next time, let's keep the funniness rolling and send us a screenshot of your favorite video game joke.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, make us laugh.
Here's my
Find
chance.
your favorite joke in a video game and send that. How do they submit their entries, Vendertron?
You can send your entries to us on Twitter, guys. Twitter, because that is the best place that we will get them onto the show. Please send them before Thursday. No, before Friday. Send them Thursday
By
up
Thursday
until
is
probably
ideal.
in the evening, I would say. You can tweet us at We Just Love Games. And don't forget to include the hashtag Gamestack Challenge and a little blurb or whatever your joke is in this case. Normally people submit screenshots, so they include a blurb there. But don't forget to include the hashtag Gamestack Challenge and tweet at We Just Love Games, or else we may miss it.
Indeed. Thank you, Vendertron. And speaking of Twitter, I had a little thought. I've been seeing people tweeting in the last day or two. Oh, thank you, Joseph. It was Asher Dusk who suggested the last challenge idea. So big thank you to Asher Dusk for that submission. And so on Twitter, I saw some people who were posting 5 games that you would recommend to people to describe your taste in video games. So I thought it might be fun to talk about our 5 games that would describe our taste in video games. I'll go first, Bender.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't you go first?
My first one would absolutely be Fallout 3. I think Fallout 3 is a really good representation of what I love in video games. It's got zany characters, an open world that's really fun to explore. It has the potential for many zany off script antics, and of course it's a post-apocalyptic game, which is kind of my jam. You know, I love me a good post-apocalyptia,
right?
And I think that's definitely top of my list. The second one in my list is Trials Evolution. And the thing that Trials says about my personal taste in video games is that it hits those buttons of just one more time, I can do better than that. Wanting to get, achievements and wanting to succeed and trying again and platforming. That definitely ticks all those boxes. I love the Trials series. Evolution is my favorite game in the Trials series. If if anybody from Red Links ever happens to listen to this podcast, please make Trials Evolution backwards compatible for Xbox One. I tweet at them about every week or two and ask them to please bring Trials Evolution to backwards compatibility because I miss it so much. And my next one is going to be Doki Doki Literature Club. And the thing that this game says about my taste is that I like things that are strange, that are off the beaten path.
That's great.
I really like what Doki Doki did in terms of taking this anime thing and subverting your expectations and telling you a really unexpected story and leaving you feeling weird. And that's what I liked about Doki Doki. The next game that describes my taste is Portal. And Portal is a very Shaline sort of a game. It's got a snarky enemy and puzzles and secrets hidden in the world. And it's a game that lets you do some pretty silly things, and that's absolutely a game that's right up my alley. And the final one on my list is Dragon Age 2.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
I picked Dragon Age 2 because I think it's a really underrated game. But the Dragon Age series, definitely, I love things that are set in a fantasy setting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now Liz is a huge fan.
yes. Liz is a huge fan. She actually had a podcast about Dragon Age Off the Record.
I love Liz. We should
Really,
have
really
Liz on
good.
as a guest one time.
I would love that. I'd be surprised if that was able to happen though. But I do love Liz. We still love you, Liz. And Dragon Age, I love Dragon Age. I love the relationship aspect of Dragon Age the most of all. I love the story, and I love the relationships you build with your companion characters, and that's the thing that it says about my taste is basically the relationship building aspect of
Cool.
Dragon Age.
That's
What's
really
yours?
neat. For me, well, okay, I'm gonna kind of take you guys through a walk through a history here. By starting with my earliest games right up till present. And gaming for me started with Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis. So I would say that was my defining moment to video games because it was my first sort of exposure to that concept of being able to play video games on a console in front of a TV. And the cords not being long enough to sit on the couch, so you have to sit on the floor, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or being the little brother getting the controller that's not plugged in. Yep. We've all been there. So Sonic the Hedgehog, and I still actually play it. I've got an emulator of it on my phone. I've got it on PC here, right on Twitch. You can get it on Twitch for real cheap. It's like $3 or something like that. And it's super fun to play. I love it. The next game that describes my taste is Pokemon. So this was really the introduction to the open world concept for me within gaming. And this was Pokemon on Game Boy. And I'm not talking about Game Boy Color. I'm talking about your classic clunky boxy Game Boy with the green background and the black dots. It was good. It was a good time. And I remember, playing that so religiously that my Game Boy would be running out of power and I would have to plug it into the wall and the cord wouldn't be long enough. So I'd be laying on the floor with the Game Boy plugged into the wall at the family, Thanksgiving.
You had a cord for your Game Boy?
Yeah, the charge cord.
I never had a charge cord for a Game Boy.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. I had a Game Boy Advanced.
Okay.
But it wasn't color.
Okay.
It was just a Game Boy Advance, so it was black and white.
So you're not talking about like the gray brick.
No,
the
well, we
green
did have
screen.
that. We did have that, and I played that. But when
That
Pokemon
sucker
came
took
out,
4 double A's.
yeah. So when Pokemon came out, it came out on the Game Boy Advanced. So that was kind of a defining moment into the world of open world concept sort of video games. Then I graduated from Game Boy into PC. So I went from console to handheld, straight into PC games, and I played The Sims, you guys. That game wrecked me as a child. It wrecked me. It was so fun. I was up every weekend till 3 or 4 in the morning playing that video game. With building, that was my first introduction to building. And wait, might have it here somewhere.
We're off the rails. Vendertron is digging through his desk looking for some kind of blueprints, presumably. I don't know. He's gone. He's out of frame.
It's here somewhere. Oh, no, that's not it.
Oh, he's disappeared completely.
Well, I don't know where it is. I'll show you one day. I keep meaning to find it, but maybe it's back here. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure. But I was so into The Sims that I had a Hilroy coil scribbler of architectural drawings of houses for building in The Sims. That's how much I was into this game.
Wow.
And I loved it. I played The Sims, the original one. I played The Sims 2. I played The Sims 3. Then I played Sims Valentine, I think it was. The Valentine DLC or whatever. Then I sort of fizzled out of gaming for a while. I got into high school, stopped playing video games really altogether. And that was really at the advent of having cell phones, having your own personal phone. I had a flip phone, so then I was playing Snake on that. And then I Tank Boom, who is a listener and follower of the podcast and the streams, she reintroduced me to gaming. We were hanging out one day and she decided that she was going to pop in Fallout 3 on her Xbox. And I was watching her play this game and I was thinking to myself, man, this is really cool. Like you gotta, you have all this strategy and it's post-apocalyptic and I think I really want to play this. And so she ended up selling me her PS3, which is sitting right here. Still got it, still runs. It's like almost 10 years old now, but it's fantastic. I've already had the eye reader for the disc replaced on it once.
Wow.
And I actually put a solid state drive in this PS3. So it's kind of souped up actually. And so I started playing Fallout 3 on PS3 and that was the defining moment for me. That was huge. That was huge, you guys, because then I got hooked on the Fallout series. So I played Fallout 3 multiple times through on PS3. Then I played Fallout New Vegas probably at least half a dozen times while we were all waiting for Fallout 4 to come out. And then Fallout 4 came out and I played it on PS4. And that was kind of my first experience to bugs in video games.
Really?
I hadn't really experienced a lot of bugs, or maybe I did, but I just didn't notice or acknowledge that they were bugs. And so I had a lot of issues with the DLC for Fallout 4. And so Fallout 4 I kind of got turned off from Fallout 4 a little bit. But it's a great game and I'm playing it on PC now, which is, in my opinion, even better than the console version of Fallout 4. And I'm really excited to play Fallout 76. But that was number 4 on my list was Fallout 3. And last but not least is Ark. So Ark is one of the games that really defined me. Again, another open world concept, exploring, survival, building. I just love it. And it's Ark took it from playing solo by myself and exploring the wasteland to playing with other people and exploring the wasteland and trying to survive. So which is really cool because you make new friends and
sure
you learn a lot about people. So
that's neat.
Yeah, that's my 5.
Well, thank you for sharing.
So yeah.
I just wanted to go to the chat real quick. Don Daly listed his 5. Final Fantasy 1 for the NES.
Ooh.
Castlevania Sympathy. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Fallout New Vegas, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, and E.T. for the Atari. I actually do own it, he says. Nice. I had a copy of E.T. for Atari as well. And it's real bad.
E.T. like the extraterrestrial?
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
notoriously terrible video game. It's often cited as being the worst game of all time.
I love E.T. I think I might watch that tonight.
Yeah,
Make some popcorn.
that would be fun. We should have a
Yeah.
movie night sometime.
We should.
That
We
would be
should have a
really fun.
Gamestack movie night, although we'd probably get a DMCA
Yes,
strike.
almost certainly.
We could have a private Gamestack movie night on Zoom.
Yes, that could
We
work.
because the Zoom call can host up to 50 people. So,
Ooh, let's do it. Let's set that
yeah.
up. So, Vendertron, did we have any listener emails this week?
We didn't have any listener emails, you guys, but we love listener emails. Send us your listener emails on either GameStack or for that Fallout show. You can send us a listener email at info@wejustlovegames.com and tell us about I don't know, your top 5 or your latest gaming experience, or perhaps a defining moment for you, or just how you love Shaline so much and not so much myself and Rick. Um,
Don't
so
say that.
be sure to people love you, Shaline. This is really what sells the podcast.
Tell us about how much you love Vendertron and Rick, and also tell us about whatever. Just send us emails. We like to hear them. We'll give you relationship advice, whatever.
Yeah, relationship advice. Yeah. Oh man, we could turn this thing into Frasier. I'm listening.
So, Vendor, since we didn't have any email, how about we go ahead and debut your this idea you had for a Discord highlights segment?
Yeah, so we've got a great that I mean the community just it doesn't stop within the podcast, within the people who are listening on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. It continues even after the show. During the wee hours of the morning, we have people having conversations in our Discord server, and you can join us there if you want to get involved in the real time conversation. I'll post a link in the chat here in just a moment. But we thought, what a great idea. Let's not just talk about what's going on the show, but we also want to talk about what's going on when the show isn't airing. And so I just want to share with you guys what's been going on in the Discord. And so we've got a bot now. The bot is working, you guys. We've
You
got
mean
Echo.
besides
So
you?
we put Echo in the Discord server, and he didn't work. It was terrible. We couldn't set him up. Anyways, I got him working. And you can use all sorts of commands. Dot cute, by the way, brings in adorable pictures of puppies and kittens. If you're having a bad day, all you need to do is go to the general channel and type in dot cute.
Okay, I'm
But
gonna
we've
test this out right now. Live
Oh,
test.
okay. Live test of the dog. Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute. And if you
it's a
sp- and if
little
you
puppy, and he's snuggling with the cat, and the cat is like not into it, but the
if
puppy's really into
if you
it.
put in dot and, it'll follow up with another cute photo. Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's a
so
little
cute.
kitten in a flowery hat.
With a hat, just for Shaline, the
Mhm.
hats. So we've got a bot running. We've also kind of revamped our people are chatting now in the Discord. We've revamped our rankings and all kinds of things. So we're now calling people allies who are in the chat. But also, if you're a streamer and you join our Discord, we will recognize you on the Discord server as a fellow streamer.
And we do
Um,
have a channel where you can promote your streams.
yeah, yeah. So we've had a lot of talk this week about uh, um, Horse Chen Gaming's Fallout Shelter Online. They closed the beta gameplay. Cooney, I think, had posted that, and he was talking about how the gameplay came out a month ago and he missed it completely, but he really does love what he's seeing. So I don't know. Are you familiar with
Not at all. I'm
the
sorry, I
ver-
wasn't paying
it's
attention.
like a
Just told me there
Japanese
was
online
a super
version, I
cute.
think, or something. Video of Fallout Shelter,
Oh
the beta
yeah.
gameplay. So
I
I don't
I
know.
yes, we talked about that on that Fallout show, Fallout Shelter Online. Yeah,
Hmm.
I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the video, however.
Yeah, Archon had commented from the last report, everything in the game was set, and they are just hammering out bugs. So the achievement list is probably already going to happen. But Not too much happening in our No Man's Sky channel, but other than that, that's Joshy Neurotic has promoted Taco Castle Lyrics, a patreon.com a link. So you guys should check that out if you're in the Discord. And if you're not in the Discord and you're just popping into the stream, feel free to join us. It is Mi Casa e Su Casa. Come as you will.
Well, thank you, Vendor. That was a really enjoyable segment. And I think that brings our show to a close. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Well, guys, don't forget, next week we are bringing you a brand spanking new episode of that Fallout show with hopefully Rick. I'd hate to run that ship by myself. I'm sure that we would hate to run that ship by ourselves since we don't have any of the intros or outros.
And also, we would really miss Rick.
Yes.
Yeah. And in addition to that, this Sunday, what's the date? This Sunday, the 9th of September, we are going to be doing our stream of The Amazing Adventures of Captain Spirit as a bridge between Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2. We're really looking forward to it. Almost certain there will be tears. And join us for that, for sure. We don't know what time, because that will depend on things. But please send us email to info@wejustlovegames.com. You can recommend us other games to stream. You can tell us about your day and send us some email. We'll read on the show. Find us on Twitter @WeJustLoveGames, Shaline L, Rick McVick, and VendorTronN. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames, facebook.com/groups/WeJustLoveGames. We have that Discord server again. If you need the link, send us a message on any other platform and we'll make sure you get a link. We record this show live every other Friday. On alternating Fridays, we record that Fallout show, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. Follow the channel, sign up for notifications, and you'll never miss a live show. And we're also on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Subscribe, leave us a review, and we appreciate that a ton. Thanks for listening, guys. Do you have any last words?
We'll see you next time.
Okay, I've been wanting to use this one for a little while. Regret is a bitter meatloaf.